And welcome back. Hello, I'm the Nomad 756 from Zero Axis Gaming, and this is a solo LP of Dark Souls 2. For those who didn't see the last video, we basically just got into Majula, took the Emerald Tower, leveled up once, and now we're heading on to the Forest of Fallen Giants, or the first area of the game, the Forest of Fallen Giants, which is a really enjoyable area. I really like this area. It's very multi-layered, and I really like that, and there's a lot of good sort of environment art and stuff like that. We'll just get the rusted coin here. Oh, that's Pate. We'll see more of him later. That's interesting. I think I've just noticed this. Maybe we can pull this. Open this up. In the last video, I was talking about doing some stuff and talking about some more stuff. I figured I'd talk about scaling today for the first thing, because it's a very heavy subject to get into, and it's going to be more relevant fairly soon once I start getting some more weapons. But right now you notice I'm holding a weapon called the broadsword. I'll just look at my inventory here, see the broadsword. And we can look at its details over in my equipment. You can see it's got C. You see all the little numbers. You'll see down the bottom there's 11, 6, C, D. 11, the 11 is my stat requirements. The 11 and the 6 are my stat requirements. You need a minimum of this to be able to wield this weapon at all, well, effectively. You can always grab a weapon, but to wield it effectively, you have to have these stats. The C and D, on the other hand, were scaling. Now, what is scaling? Scaling is basically... it's how much that is pain. Oh my god, I've never noticed that. Scaling is basically how much damage your stats add on. So, the C on our strength and the D on our dex, what that basically means is, the higher my strength stat is, the more damage my broadsword will do. It will do more damage because the higher my strength stat is. But it will affect, my strength and my dex will affect the broadsword. But my strength is more important. So if I wanted to, say, go through the whole game with the broadsword, I'd focus on strength. That's basically what scaling is. It affects how many extra points of damage you do with a weapon. It's very easily missed bonfire, because you don't really need it. It's not 100% necessary bonfire, and it's kind of out of the way-ish. We're not going to rest that, because that'll respawn the enemies, and we don't really need to. We have both our asses fast. We haven't been hurt. There were a bunch of other numbers, obviously, you saw. I'll show that off a bit more once I'm not fighting enemies. Our first order of business after this soon is going to be getting a shield, a very important shield, that I probably should have got earlier, but we'll finish up to a later section of the Forest of Fallen Giants, the second bonfire, before we go grab that. It's a very good shield to have in the beginning, on the shield I'm going to grab. So yeah, if you're thinking about picking up this game yourself, it's definitely something worth grabbing once I grab it. For now, let's move on. Let's head up. Oh, we're going into the arena. Oh, fun. I like the arena. Okay, come on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Kite him. Something that I would suggest, if you haven't played Dark Souls before and you're trying to pick it up, or you're going to pick it up or something like that, is know how many attacks it takes to kill an enemy. Learn that. This game's, you hear a lot about how you're going to die a lot in Dark Souls, and it is true, you will die quite a bit. And I'll die quite a bit, especially since I'm talking, and I've never had to talk while I play. There's quite a bit to talk about, too, so that doesn't help. Just grab this, solve the name of the soldier. Those basically are cacheable items that I popped a few of those in the last video, so if you saw that, you know what those do. They're basically just hard souls, I would call them. What I have currently in my that little counter in the bottom right corner there are what I call soft souls. Those are the souls that you have on you. It's number, and the item souls, the soul items, are hard souls. They're items that have a set value, and that obviously you can pop them at any time. What was I saying? Oh fuck, what was I saying? Oh yes, knowing how many hits an enemy has, and dying a lot. You will die a lot in Dark Souls. That's pretty much comes with the game, because it's a very fair game. I wouldn't call it necessarily challenging, just exceedingly fair. Like if you are hit, you are hit. If you swing too soon, you've swung too soon, and you're going to be punished for it. We're just gonna clear out some enemies before we take him on. He's non-hostile, so you don't actually have to fight him on your first run through. But we're going to do that. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, this game is exceedingly fair, and getting greedy is the worst thing you can do. Luckily, there's more to talk about from what I just did there. This game is exceedingly fair. If you get greedy, you're going to be punished. If you forget an enemy is going to perform a move like that, you're going to get punished. And see, we know he has... That's what I'm talking about, knowing how many swings they have. I didn't anticipate that third swing, but now I know he has that third swing, so I'll keep my distance for a little bit longer. And that's basically how you learn. That's what... Dying is part of the territory in Dark Souls, because you have to learn. You have to sort of... Just get our life gem here. Hopefully we'll pop it before he gets too close. Oh, come on. Okay, good. We'll keep our sword up. So we'll keep our guard up. That'll reduce the damage at least. Come on, we can voice break him. So you'll notice how I'm interrupting his attacks. If I was using another weapon, I'd be either less or more likely to do that, because there's a thing called poise in the game. It's basically your stagger resistance is your poise. And he would have had fairly low poise, actually, considering. Weapons do poise damage. What was I saying? We'll go back to the pointed hand. It's just a broken straight sword, but we got the Hide Knight sword from him, which is a good sword. I'm sorry, my mind's going a million miles. It's Dark Souls, my mind's going a million miles a minute. I'm trying to figure out all the stuff there is to talk about, because there is a lot to talk about. Because I finished this game, obviously, so I know pretty much... There's so much I want to talk about later on. It's a lot more interesting than this starter stuff. Oh yeah, Dark Souls being fair and knowing your moves. You want to know an enemy's moves, because then you know when you're getting greedy. You know when you're swinging too hard, or when you're basically... See, I got greedy. I went for a heavy attack, and the wind-up was bad, which is my R2. My R2 is my heavy attack. It's a big sweep, and it has a big wind-up. So I got greedy there, and he managed to clip me, because I didn't turtle up, so to speak. I'm gonna dodge this. Now I've got to be careful here, especially because these guys are bastards, and then we have a firebomber over here, who's also a huge bastard. When you get close, make sure he throws a firebomb before you go in for the kill. Obviously. Oh, this is fine. We can get this. Whoops. Because he will clip you that close. A lot of the range enemies can clip you very close, so don't think just because you're right up, ball up in their face that you're going to be okay. I know we just got this going. Oh no. We're fine. Yeah, so this game's all about being patient, not getting greedy, and really knowing it. You have to learn it. You have to learn. Like for someone like me who has played Souls games before, there's not a whole lot for me to learn, because, well, I still have to learn. There is stuff for me to learn. Obviously, I have to learn all the ranges and all the different movesets and such, but, again, subject for a later time. Wow, there's already a summon sign here. Now we'll just rest at this bonfire, and we'll head back to Majula just to grab something real quick that I forgot about. It's an early access to a fairly decent shield. It'll help us out. Dark Souls is all about learning. You have to learn the game. I was... You know, if you're someone who's already played Dark Souls, you obviously... You know the basics. You'll always know the basics of Dark Souls. Don't get greedy. Be careful. You know, be patient. Keep your shield up. Keep your shield up if you're not confident in your dodge. Stuff like that. Standard stuff. Make sure, you know... Not too early, not too late on the dodge. Standard basic stuff. You'll always know the basics in Dark Souls world. We're just going to up our Vit a bit. Yeah, we'll try and get all the stats we want to pump, which is Vit, Strength, and Dex, sort of even-ish. We want to keep them sort of at an even pace. We don't really need to do our Vigor yet, which is our health, or our Endurance just yet. But we'll focus more on that later. Right now. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, pardon me. Dark Souls, your average Soul player, your veteran Soul player, someone who's played the Souls games, I'll say more than one Souls game, will know the basics, which is, you know, keep your guard when you're not attacking stuff, certain stuff. There's different basics for everyone, but certain, like, rules are very widely accepted. But there's so much more to learn from that. There's your move sets for your weapons, like, the broadsword's only one kind of sword, and each sword will have a different moveset. Each kind of sword will have a different moveset. We're not going to go down into Hyde's Tower of Flame, which is the area down here just yet. We're just grabbing the Crimson Palmer, and we'll just equip that. You can see it's got 75 damage resistance and stuff like that. It's low weight, and it's a good starting shield. So not much better than that. Like once you sort of get to the, I don't want to say later sections. Well, yeah, I'll say mid to late sections of the game. It's probably garbage, but for our purposes at the start here, it's a very good shield. Just gonna head back through. You're actually not supposed to head down to that area that I was talking about yet. It's meant to be a harder area. It's fairly easy. The enemy's movesets are easy to dodge, but we're not going to be moving down that area just yet. We're going to be doing that after we finish the Forest of Fallen Giants. So we're going to pop all our hard souls, as I was talking about. It feels good to be able to use multiple of them at once, because in Dark Souls 1, you couldn't do that, and it was hell. You had to really want to use those souls.
Bearer of the curse.
Yes. Bearer, seek, list. Level up. We've only got enough for one to level up, so we will up our endurance. Oh, no. We'll get our dex equal to our strength. Yeah. You'll actually notice I'll show off a bit more about scaling now, considering I was talking about it. You'll notice that I have a plus 38. And that would have been lower. I don't know, maybe you can go back in the video, I didn't really look at it. That would have been, oops. That would have been lower, before I upped my dex. But because I upped my dex and it has D dex scaling, and C strength scaling, the swords, the overall damage has improved. Going back to the Forest of Fallen Giants. I really like these loading screens, because you won't get every item in the game. A lot of items you'll probably miss, not only on your first run, but even runs after that, because at a certain point you just sort of you have a set run that you do, sort of, from time to time. You'll never get everything in Dark Souls, basically. You'll never have every item by the end of it, because unless you're a really good Souls player, can't open this door, but you can break it open. And there we are. If you're, unless you're like a really neurotic completionist Souls player, you're not going to get everything. Oh, we dodged when we should have blocked. Actually, just as well we didn't block, because as you can see there, my guard got broke and he got an extra hit on me because of it. I should have dodged and kept my distance. I just got the hand axe and the radiant life gem there. Not much worth talking about. We'll just pop one of these. You know what? I shouldn't have done that. We're not far from the bonfire. That was stupid of me. We'll open this up. And I believe there's another Estus Flask shard, which are, of course, used to upgrade my Estus Flask. Indeed, there is. Or get more of them, I should say. There is a different item that makes it so you heal more with each use. But got a Divine Blessing, which, again, is a healing item. Good one. So we're just going to rest. That's Merchant Hag Melentia. We're not going to talk to her just yet, because we need to get a few more souls. Right now, we're just going to be opening a shortcut. She sells some semi-vital items. Well, pretty vital. You could do without them, but they're very good items to have. They make it a lot easier, the opening sections of the game, at the very least. And we'll just... these first few areas, you can do a lot more. Now the Soul of the Lost Undead. The Hollow Sage Armor isn't much chop. We're just going to be sticking with the Knight's Armor for now. Well, not the Knight's Armor, the Falconer Armor. We're going to be upgrading our armor. Not soonish, but There's an item in the next area, which I was talking about before, that we'll upgrade to eventually, but not at the moment. This area, there's two ways you can basically go. We're going to be just going up the shortcut real quick. We'll go the other way on our next run. Go up here and up. Shield. If one of your strikes misses, you have to like really consider whether to swing again or not. Let's see if we can't. No. Tried to backstab him. Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful. Now, actually don't know. This is probably a bad idea, but so what we're going to do is going to get up here towards these barrels. Be very careful not to break them. Or get them broken. No, get away. We want to try and get that guy to throw one of his fire bombs. Here. Away. Okay. Come on. Damn it. Come on. God damn it. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. Give everyone motion sickness until you do the thing. Wait. Can we tank the hit? Okay, no. Okay, well, we'll have to come back here, actually, then. Ooh. Good to know that that's the case. Oh. That's weird. I suppose our first matter of business, then, is to take on a boss earlier than we would have normally. And then I'll probably end this. Ah, damn it. He's going to block the ladder for me, isn't he? Yeah, he's blocking me. Okay. Going so well, and I have no... Do I have any ranged? No, I don't have any throwing knives or anything. Okay, well, we're going to go back and do something else real quick. We're going to do that other thing I was going to do earlier. Might as well do that now. Jump down here. And... Oh, whoops. Oh, no. And I kept swinging when I should have stopped. Mashing really isn't a good idea in this game, mashing your attack button. Because there's not actually a lot of depth to the combat when you get down to it. It's just, do you press R1 to, well, by which I mean to the basic moment-to-moment combat, like, I'm in a fight, I have a sword, I have a shield. Isn't incredibly complex. It's really just, do I hit R1 now or do I hit R2 now? It's just that all the different weapon types and such add depth to... The depth comes from how you play, not from... The depth comes from the way you build your character, not the way you attack, really. That's where most of the depth comes from. Because it's just like, do I want to... Oh no, we might. Oh god. Okay, couple life gem. Will I have the time? I'll have the time. Shield up. He's going to try and break the guard. I'm going to get behind him. And backstab. Backstabs are one of the, what would you call them? They're your crits, your super moves. That's say you get critical damage. You can also get critical damage another way, which is to counter counter damage, which is basically when an enemy goes for a strike like that. If I had hit him, when an enemy goes for a strike, or when they just finish a strike, they have a counter window where you can swing your sword and it'll do extra damage. Where did that item go? Or was it even there? Ooh, spooky. Bloodstains are dead players. We're not going to worry too much about them. Yeah, this game's been out for a year, so... I'm explaining a lot more in this episode, which I figure is what's best. Oh, that was close. No, that's an easy dodge. I should make it clear that I'm recording these videos in sort of big sessions. This is Kale. We're going to talk to him for a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just daydreaming, I think. My name is Kale. I'm a traveler, like yourself. I'm navigating the continent to create a map. Why cartography, you ask?
Yes, why?
Well, that's a good question.
Say, oh, I should probably talk.
When I first came to this forsaken land,
Put it down in the comments if you don't want me talking during dialogue and cutscenes and such, but for now, I'll talk. Kale is interesting because he has been here for a while,
something about
for
a
one.
curse.
He's kind of the first other cursed we meet, other than Merchant Hag, which... or the people in Majula. He's the first one who's out and about and doing stuff.
I have always been very
And he's sort of far along. he's been here a while.
I came to this
Obviously,
land
he's
some time ago.
Obviously, he's starting to
Trembling
lose some of his
the
memories.
lost
His mouth
kingdom.
isn't moving. Ignore that.
It sounded so romantic.
See,
Have you seen your
and that's sort of that's kind of a
Well, there's
throwaway
a
line.
rather spacious mansion
That
there.
The lost
I made it
kingdom
my
of
temporary
Drangleic.
home.
It sounded so
Well,
romantic.
as
It sort of
something of a
implies
spot,
that
I'm afraid.
all undead are drawn. He was drawn because it sounded romantic or whatever.
Inside the mansion,
You're,
found a
you.
strange
I
map,
was drawn because the woman
like none I'd ever seen.
told me to go, and I wanted to regain my
I
memories.
believe
Obviously, everyone's
that it's a
drawn
map
there,
of Drangleic.
and every undead,
Now
every
I'm
cursed
travelling the
one
land
is
to
drawn
prove
there.
it.
So that's pretty interesting
Yes.
because it's all got to do with a
That's
much
it.
larger
That's
story
why
that
I
I'll talk a
came to
bit
the
more about
kingdom.
later. The much larger story of Dark Souls, the
No.
sort of the series-wide
That wasn't
arc
it.
that they've kind of got going on across the two
And now-
games.
I don't seem to recall.
But for now, blah, blah, blah. And he's obviously
Were you
forgetting.
looking for that map? Wonderful.
And he,
Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me.
sure, just give me the key.
Nomad, here,
Oh,
take this.
sorry about that.
A
Whoops.
key to the mansion.
He was just saying, some stuff. Nothing.
What a joy
Now I
to
have a
meet
house key.
kindred spirit out here.
Yeah, so Cal's our friend. Cal's one of the good guys.
Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone.
Yes, well, that map's got a few
Oh,
a
but
bit
one
more of a
thing.
significance later on.
I would not venture
And he's
deep
obviously going to
into
tell
the
us that
mansion,
there's some spooky, scary
Oh,
stuff
must be
in the
certain.
mansion.
But I've heard
Ooh,
disturbing
spooky,
noises.
scary.
Something about it feels
Just
wrong.
get a good shot of that.
Just be careful, please.
Why ain't your lips moving, bro? Anyway,
I'll be back in Majula soon.
so yeah, see, a lot of the
Perhaps
NPCs you
we will
meet,
again and discuss maps at our leisure.
indeed, that sounds incredibly boring. He's one of the first we meet in the outside world, and he, as most of the undead will eventually just after you've exhausted all their dialogue and you've talked to them, they'll go back to Majula, find their own little spot, and sort of settle down there. Which isn't really, which is actually kind of unique for Dark Souls 2, because usually there will be a hub area. There's always a hub area in Dark Souls, but usually people will be coming and going, and you know you'll find them across the world several times, and that's still here to some effect, but it's less so, I guess you could say. We're just gonna head back to the bonfire and we'll grab a weapon and then we'll call it for now. Call that the end of the episode. So we head back to here and we'll get up here. Come on. Be quicker. I'm not gonna talk to Merchant Hag just yet. I'm gonna grab something quick. Get us a few extra souls. I suppose there's a lot to talk about. I'll kind of just focus on the game for now. Toi, you bitch. Havachi. Oh god. See, we got too greedy. Obviously. If you can, go for the backstab. Always. It will usually, probably, I won't say 99%, but I'll say 85% of the time be an instant kill, which is incredibly useful when you're facing a... And you have like a period of higher resistance while you're backstabbing, so you can't... It's harder to die, so it's good for groups. It's not as emphasized in this game, nor is parrying, which is a mechanic that I don't even use in this game because of how garbage it is in this game. Where basically I can do that, and I'll knock away their sword and riposte them in a special animation. I'll do a riposte, or a parry and then riposte. It was used to a little more effect in Dark Souls 1. Not so much here, just because enemy windows are a little harder to read. I never really got the hang of parrying anyway in Dark Souls 1. As a mechanic, I don't feel it does much. I feel like just... And I really do like in Dark Souls there's a lot of weight to your strikes. You sort of... You know, you follow through, your whole body moves, your strikes have a certain weightiness to them that not a lot of games have in their attacks and such, that a lot more games need. We're actually running low on durability. That's okay, because this is going to get us a special old sword. A little old special sword. Now, look, as you can see, the salamander, but we're not going to worry about him. We're going to Saint Dick backstab over here. I actually should have kept my shield up. I'm probably going to not perform the best, because I've never played this game with talking continuously. Oh. Now, we're going to get big old orange neck here. Big ol' we're gonna get him to. We're gonna bait out his fire breath. Come on, come on! Shoot your stuff all over this cave. We're gonna. Oh please! Oh, I don't want to die here. I've never died here. Oh. Okay, we jump in here. It's a steel chest. We open this up, and what do we get? A fire longsword. Now, I said earlier in the video, I believe that I was going to be getting into movesets. Now this seems the best time now that we're using a completely different weapon. Let's grab that quick, and then get the fuck out of dodge. Oh no. Am I slow with this on? No, I'm crazy. You'll notice that the fire longsword, well, its moveset one-handed is largely the same. If I can probably get a side-by-side comparison fairly easily. Just do this. 1, 2, 3, and that's the one-handed R1. 1, 2, 3. That's the one-handed R1 on the broadsword. And the R2, you do the R2, and you do a big two big sweeps, and you do sweep, sweep. But two-handed, you get something very special with the longsword, a thrust, which is an incredibly useful moveset. The longsword, the fire longsword especially, because it can be found early on and it's already enchanted with a fairly useful element. We're gonna head up here. The fire longsword, especially because it's enchanted with a very useful element, is a good starting sword and a sword that could totally carry you through the whole game. I had a friend who in Dark Souls 1, his plan was to basically have a long sword of every type, and that would definitely be something to consider if you can get the stones needed to enhance them, because long swords have very versatile movesets, and they scale fairly well. A bastard sword there. It's a great sword. We're not going to be going with great swords. We're going to be pretty much going from a long sword to a ultra great sword in this playthrough. Oh. And a few things else about the longsword while I'm talking about it, since I can do nothing but sing its praises, considering it's the weapon I used through my first run through the game. It's got a longer range than the broadsword. It's a slimmer blade, so it hits less to the side and it'll do less. It'll probably do less for you in a group, but for single enemy encounters, it's a much better weapon because it's got a longer range and it's got a good moveset, and of course it has one of the more versatile. Oh, look at that fancy fudge! Yeah. Oh, well, we didn't really need to pop that, but whatever. Life gems are easy to come by. You can buy them, so meh. Just gonna be getting up here, and so I should probably do this now while I think of it. Is unequip that. So the broadsword is useless to us now. We're never using the broadsword again. It is garbage. What we are going to do is we're going to talk to Merchant Hag Valencia over here.
Something, anything.
Again, I will have to blur that. Oh, she's just saying help an old woman out. She doesn't really have much lore dialogue. First we buy Leningrass Key, which unlocks the blacksmith in Majula. And the Pharos Lockstone is also a very useful item to grab. I would say it's definitely worth the souls, the 4,000 souls, which is quite a bit. Those were just some miracles and sorcery there. Basically, it allows you to unlock a path to a special weapon later on. We're going to be heading back to Majula to open stuff up, and then we're going to be cutting the episode there. That guy was decked the hell out. Nature's link between acid flasks and bonfires to illuminate the world of the undead is entirely unknown, but that is of little concern for any undead knows the value of these precious flasks. Yes, indeedy, they are arguably the most useful healing item in the game. Obviously, they're upgradable is also their biggest flaw, and biggest advantage, and they're a free refill. You'll always have, I think the most you can get is 12. You'll always have 12 on hand without having to spend extra souls or anything like that, which you can't really do with the life gems. Because they refill at bonfires. We took the Lendergrass tea.
Yes, very good.
I just opened it up. He would have just
Now
introduced
I can
himself
get
a
to
bit.
work.
Or, no, he would have just talked about how
But
he
first,
locked his tool
let
in.
me set up. Come again later.
I will, indeed. So yes, he's got to set up, which means we just have to rest the bonfire. But, in a usual... Ooh, we might as well make this a tradition. I'll end the episode up on the big old rock here. That guy up there is Crestfallen Solden. He's a... he's basically a tutorial sort of thing. He's this game's version of a tutorial. He's you, but he's given up. He's done some of this. He's sort of progressed a little further than you, just enough to tell you the basics. But he's given up. He hasn't gone much further. Anyway, more to talk about later. So if you please drop a comment about telling me what I need to do for these videos, I'd really appreciate it. They probably won't be seen until much later on. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one.